Hello, my friends. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Callie. If you're new here, I do lifestyle vlogging. Basically, I find ways every day to make my life feel like art. I love romanticizing my life. That's me. That's what I'm about. Today's video is going to be how to enter your villain era, which I feel like is along the same lines as romanticizing your life, feeling like the main character, all of that. But this video specifically, we are going to be talking about how to enter your villain era. Here's how this is gonna go. This part of the video, we're gonna be chatting. I'm gonna tell you 10 ways to enter your villain era. After we go through our list of 10 things, I'm gonna go throughout my day and I'm gonna try to incorporate some of those things throughout my day. Let's talk about what the villain era actually is and how to embody being a villain. Basically, the whole villain era term came around because we are in an era of creating boundaries and not letting people cross our boundaries. Family, friends, just people in our lives. We want to have boundaries, make ourselves feel safe, loved, and sometimes when you have a boundary and somebody else doesn't like it, you seem like the villain. That is why we have the term villain era. It's about self-love, it's about getting to know yourself, being selfish essentially in a way that's healthy, saying no sometimes. I think that that is what this era is all about. Self-love, creating boundaries, and surrounding yourself with healthy people, healthy habits, and it's about confidence. What do villains always have? Confidence! I think we should all pick our favorite villains right now, just for fun, and comment below what your favorite villain is. I do really love Hades, but I gotta say Maleficent. With the new movie, with the live action, I feel like that is the perfect example of the villain era because she's really a good guy, but everyone sees her as a bad guy and she's just a badass person. Now that we know what the villain era is, let's go through our list. The first thing I wrote down is deep cleaning your circles. Going through your Instagram, your Facebook, going through your TikTok, deleting people that don't align with you. That literally can be anyone. If you don't want to follow them and you feel like you're getting negativity from their account, delete it. Or if you just feel like their account isn't adding anything to your life, I don't think you need to follow them either. I went through and deep cleaned my Instagram a few months ago and unfollowed people I didn't even know I was following. And then I started following a lot of positive people so that whenever I open Instagram, it's a lot of positivity and good things, and it's not being overwhelmed by these other people that I don't really know or they're not really bringing anything to my life. I didn't really like Facebook. I deleted Facebook. I just felt like it wasn't adding any value to my life, so the world didn't end when I deleted that app. What I'm gonna do now is I'm actually gonna take a pause here and I'm gonna go through my following on my YouTube. I'm gonna go through on TikTok. I'm gonna go through Instagram. I just spent about 25 minutes unfollowing people. I would probably recommend just spending like little increments of time on it every so often if you don't want to handle it all at once, or you can just full on go for it, spend an hour just unfollowing people, because it is crazy how many people you follow when you've had these accounts for so long. So just break it down if it's easier for you. Now that we've deep cleaned our social media circles, now I want you to go through your personal life circles, your real life circles, family, friends, acquaintances. Don't surround yourself with people that don't add to your life. I am including family in this. There have been quite a few times in my life where I was that person that was more negative and toxic and brought other people down. So that's okay. We can all admit that we've been there. If those people are in your life and you don't want them in your life, or maybe you want them in your life but you just want to hold them at a distance, it's okay. And even if there are family members in your life that you have to completely cut out, if that's what you need to do for your mental health and your well-being, I think that's okay. I also think it's important to have relationships with different types of people. You don't want your relationships to be all the same and all the people in your life to be totally the same. You want to learn from different perspectives, see other walks of life, really understand where so many different people are coming from. That being said, if it's a negative presence, that's different. I feel like I've talked enough about that, so we're just gonna move on. You get it, right? You get it? I think that's the hardest part of the villain era, other people understanding where you're coming from when you set boundaries, because a lot of times to them, it might feel like it's coming out of nowhere if you haven't really done it before. That's okay too, but I've learned to understand that for some people, they just don't fully get it, and they might never get it. But giving grace with that and just knowing that sometimes people need more time to understand things, and you might have to explain your boundaries differently to different types of people. I'm getting my nails done in a little bit, and I hope I have time to finish this before I have to go. If not, we can always come back to this later. It is a vlog, so you guys are coming with me. The second thing I have written down is following your intuition, listening to yourself, loving yourself. It's so important. It's actually healthy and good for us to explore our brains, know what we're thinking, know where we're coming from, understand ourselves, love ourselves. It's not selfish to love yourself. It's not selfish to explore your thoughts and journal and understand your emotions and understand where you're coming from. One way that helps me connect to myself and following my intuition is meditation. I did a really good meditation this morning, and I really felt like my day just was off to a really beneficial and great start because I spent the time to let my brain just kind of rest. I journal almost every morning and I meditate a lot of the time. I go through my whole morning routine in another vlog, so I will have that linked below if you're interested in watching that. I just go through my whole morning routine step by step and really show you kind of what my mornings look like, but in a very realistic way. But since I've already done that video, we're gonna move on. I also have a video on how to be the main character. I will link that one down below too. It's all about romanticizing your life and truly feeling like you are the main character in your life. It has a lot to do with some of the things I'm going to talk about in this video, but I'm trying to keep what I talk about in this video different from that video, just so that you get some variety here. Which brings me to my next point, routines. Since I just talked about the morning routine video, I won't go too deep into this. When I say routines, I'm being very loose with that word. I tend to actually change my routines day to day just because it makes it less boring. I like still having a little bit of structure, but letting that structure be very loose day to day. But I have certain practices I usually like to incorporate in the mornings and certain practices I usually like to incorporate at night. Being in your villain era is really just being your best and highest self. I feel like when you follow routines, it really helps you gain confidence and trust yourself because you know that you can stick to somewhat of a routine, even if it doesn't look like everybody else's, or even if it's just specific to you. You have something to look forward to in the morning and something to look forward to at night. It helps you enjoy feeling alive. A villain generally wants to succeed. That is the energy we are looking for here, people. Which leads me to my next point, confidence. I have struggled with confidence a lot in my life, and I think a lot of that is I didn't want to feel selfish because I thought if I was being confident, I was being egotistical. And there is a big difference. You can be confident and not be a jerk about it. Confidence, I think, is really important. A lot of that comes from self-love. By entering your villain era, you're entering your self-love era. A few things that help me with confidence are affirmations. One of my favorite ones is I don't chase, I attract. I think a lot of confidence, you know, obviously it comes from within, but I think when you better yourself on the outside, it also improves how you feel on the inside, which brings me to my next point, elevating your look. All the villains have their brand, right? Their signature look. Hades is blue and fire and hell. Maleficent is dark and like moody. Ravens, they've got their brand. I think you find what you're about throughout life, and that changes and can evolve, but I also think that once you really understand who you are and get to know yourself, you kind of find your quote-unquote brand. I've learned that I love the way that neutrals look on my skin. I still like wearing color, but I like to wear it in a specific way. I've learned what makeup I like on my face, what different looks look better on my face. I've learned what hair colors I like. I've learned how to do my hair in a way that makes me feel confident. And it's not about how you look, it's more about how you feel. I changed out a few of my makeup products, figured out what really worked for my skin. I bought a few new clothes, but more just learned how to wear the clothes I have in different ways. I got rid of a few clothes. My makeup routine is also in my morning routine video. I'm actually gonna get dressed here because my appointment is getting closer and closer. I literally have to leave in 5 minutes, but we're gonna go through the rest of the list later, but I wanted to bring up one more thing. It's because we're gonna go do it now. Dating yourself. It's my favorite thing. I really wanted to talk about this today because I've been feeling very passionate about that lately. It's a big part of self-love, and I feel like it's a huge part of entering your villain era. Taking yourself out on dates. It can be scary sometimes because you're by yourself, but I think it increases your confidence. I'm taking myself out on a little date today in honor of this video. First, we're getting the nails done. I'm hoping I can can go to a museum afterwards. And then I was thinking about like getting some appetizers somewhere or some lunch somewhere with a book and just kind of reading, or taking myself out to like appetizers or coffee or drinks or something. I don't really know what we're gonna do. I feel like a villain would not think twice about getting their nails done. A villain wouldn't think twice about going to dinner by themselves because they're villains. They're so confident and they just do what makes them happy regardless of anything. And obviously don't be an awful person and still take into account how people are feeling, but you get the idea. So we're taking ourselves out on a date today. I also wanted to do a little fit check because I feel like I look hella cute. This is what I'm wearing. I feel like you can't see the shoes. Hold on. Can you see? I love these shoes. I wear them all the time. They really give me confidence. Every time I wear an outfit that's just very uniquely me, like I feel like myself in this. I think that this helps you increase your confidence too, just finding a look that feels very you. Just got a claw clip in. Let's go get the nails done. This is what they look like right now. I'm thinking brown. I just got my nails done. I was gonna head to the museum, but it started raining. The museum is honestly pretty far away. It's not supposed to rain for the rest of the day, but I definitely need a jacket if it's gonna be raining and I'm gonna be out. I have to drive so far if I wanna go to this museum, so I don't really know if that's what I wanna do for my date. It was fun to get my nails done, but I really wanna keep this date going. However, I do think I'm just gonna go home and regroup for a second, figure out what I wanna do, and grab a jacket, and then we'll decide from there, because I'm kind of feeling like I don't want to drive that far. Hello. This is what my nails look like. I know I showed you in the car, but this is better lighting. They look almost exactly like my inspo pic. I have not left yet because I was trying to figure out what to do. I think I really want it to be free, and I decided on something I'm gonna do, but I had a few other ideas first, so I'm gonna share them with you. Now, if I had wanted to spend money, I was thinking like appetizers and drinks somewhere at a small cute bar, someplace where I could like find my place alone and read or do something by myself. A lot of the places that were really cute were just really far from me. There's a lot of areas in Orlando that are really cool and they all have their own different vibe. My area incorporates a lot of Disney because I'm so close to Disney. The other areas I would say have a little bit more of like aesthetic, bougie restaurants. As far as getting away from the Disney scene, there's certain areas for that. But I just don't really want to drive to any of them. And I feel like if I'm going to, I really want to make it a whole day. If I'm gonna go to downtown Orlando, I want that to be a whole day since I'm going all the way down there. Honestly, in any other situation today, I might just say, you know what, I have nothing going on tonight, I'm just gonna do it. But on Sunday, I'm going to the beach. And that is an hour to almost hour and a half drive. And I'm doing that to see the sunrise, so I'm getting up super early, driving all the way out there. So I don't really want to drive anywhere and spend a whole day anywhere else today since I'm doing that soon. I was thinking about going to a garden. There's a lot of beautiful gardens I could have gone to. I also thought about going to different like plant nurseries. There's a lot of really cute ones, again, in other areas. There's actually a sculpture garden that I thought would be really cool to see, and I was thinking I could put headphones in, listen to a podcast while I walk around that area. So many cool things that you can do. I also could like bring food back and then take it to my pool. A lot of different date ideas going through my head, but I decided, okay, I don't want to travel too far since I'm doing that on Sunday. I live in Orlando, so here's what we're gonna do. I am a Disney World annual pass holder. My friend told me about an idea that I thought would be really cool. She'll go to Disney World and she'll bring headphones and she'll ride the rides to different songs. What a fun date to do with yourself. I'm gonna go to Epcot. I just made my reservation actually. I'm going to listen to some rides with some headphones in. And I'm gonna get just a little dessert or like a macaroon or something like that from there. Dessert and Disney rides is gonna be the date today. I'm not gonna do that yet because I have to eat some food. I think I'll try to get out of here by 4:30. Stay tuned though for my next vlog because I am gonna be going to the beach on Sunday and seeing the sunrise with you guys. So you're gonna come with me. So that I guess is also another taking yourself out on a date idea. I just thought that would be so fun. So that's what we're doing on Sunday. But today we'll do a Disney thing. While I make my lunch here, I'm gonna talk about another thing that helps me live in my villain era. Loving your body, which also goes into confidence. To me, loving your body means a lot of different things, but I feel like I'm really specifically talking about taking care of your body and making sure it's healthy with food, with exercise, just in general, skincare, all of that. I have a skincare routine that I pretty much stick to. And as far as food goes, that's something I'm still figuring out. I do feel like I'm allergic to a lot of foods, especially dairy. If you have the money to, or it feels like a priority in your life right now, it might be a good idea to contact a nutritionist or get an allergy test, see what foods you're sensitive to. I have not done that yet. I really need to, and I really want to. Right now, what I know is that the cleaner I eat, the better I feel. However, I also think it's important to have balance. So I still have the ice cream sometimes and take a dairy pill. I still get the cheesy food sometimes. I still get the dessert. I still eat the candy. There's just balance. I just made some leftovers. This is the sweet potato gnocchi with tomatoes and spinach. It's good, but I feel like I want like a little kick. So maybe some hot sauce, some salt and pepper. There's also a podcast that I love on how to enter your villain era. It's this podcast called Note to Self by Peyton Sarton. She has a whole episode on living in your villain era. I'll link it below. Anyway, loving your body, it's such a deep subject, but that's all I'm gonna really say on it is just know yourself and do what's healthy for you. Make sure that you're listening to your body and you're loving your body and you're not just ignoring your body. Now we're just flowing into the next thing I wanted to talk about, which is making everything bougie and just being extra. Sometimes I'll go the extra mile for myself. And that's what I feel like a villain would do. They have like the best presentation, going all the way to make it aesthetic, make it bougie, make it feel like you and just feel fancy. So for instance, I don't really want to drink alcohol right now. I'm about to head to the parks, but I still want to have a fancy drink with my meal. So whatever I'm drinking, it's going to be out of a wine glass. And I found this really cool, I guess you could call it a mocktail that I've been liking doing lately. I've been mixing this cranberry juice. It's cran tropical. And we're just filling like half a glass. I've been adding this Celsius peach vibe. That adds a little bit of carbonation, a little bit of the peach flavor. This has caffeine, it's green tea, ginger, other stuff, I don't really know. Just makes the drink so much more elevated. So I do that stuff all the time. Bougie cups, or I'll get the meal that looks really pretty. I will pick the table that I like the most at the restaurant. I just have 2 more things to talk about and then we will go on our little date. Can't wear the cowboy boots. That was part of why I was trying to do something not Disney, because you definitely need good walking shoes and the cowgirl boots would get so ruined, so I'm not bringing them. The other thing I wanted to talk about was being mysterious. I know that sounds so cheesy, but let me explain. When I think of a villain, I think of someone who's mysterious. We don't always know what they're thinking. They kind of keep us guessing a little bit. I don't want everyone to just know everything about me right away. We're all multifaceted beings. It does take a while to get to know someone and there's layers to every personality. Be discerning about who you're telling what. Not everyone is a safe space. Certain things you're not going to be able to tell certain people. They're not going to react quite the right way, and that's okay. I feel like I'm very authentic and I'm very honest, and I like to be that way on the internet and with every person I meet. Being honest and authentic is different than oversharing. I know that I don't want everyone to know every single thing about me, and some things are more personal and more sacred. Some things my best friend can know, some things my boyfriend can know that I don't want other people knowing. I think it also keeps you safe so you're not sharing certain things with the wrong person, or maybe the timing of what you're sharing needs to be right. Number 10 is an abundant mindset, expecting good things to come to you. I feel like villains are pretty cocky and just kind of expect good things to happen to them. They're on a mission and they want to get it done and they expect their mission to go well. Obviously in the movies, usually it doesn't go that way and the hero wins, but we're not talking about movies right now. Basically what we're talking about is embodying a confident and self-accepting version of yourself, villain. An abundant mindset is really welcoming good things into your life and just expecting good things to happen. Specifically, I feel like this is important with finances. Not that you should go, you know, like this with your money, just knowing that it's okay to spend on things for you that feel good to you. I feel like all our lives we're really taught to like save for retirement, save for this, save for that, save for an emergency, which is still so important. I totally have a savings that I try not to touch. I think it's also good to live your life and explore and enjoy yourself. I don't want to die tomorrow thinking I saved all my life savings so that I could do this one thing that I wanted to do when I was 30, or that I want to do when I'm 50 or whatever, or I saved for retirement and now I'm dead. 401k is totally important, love it. Roth IRAs, that's all so great. I just mean get the cocktail at the restaurant, get the appetizer, buy the dress. As long as you're not going over the top with these things. For instance, I like to refresh my wardrobe every season-ish. I can find ways to do that are less expensive, like thrifting. I can sell my clothes. Having an abundant mindset and knowing that you can always earn the money back. If I get the cocktail at the restaurant, I can earn that money back. If I go on this trip that I've been wanting to go on for years, but it's gonna take away from my savings, I can build that savings back up. I'm not saying just throw caution to the wind and be just not careful at all with your money. I hope that my point is coming across. Don't deprive yourself just because you're waiting for something bigger. Like, live in the moment now. Decide that your life is worth living now. Why do you want to wait for your life to be worth living in 5 years? And you're just like, oh, I'll hate life for 5 years, but once I'm that age, that's when I can love life. That's when I can start living. You should love life now. And if you don't, change something. If that takes away from your savings, you can build it back later. That's still better than being depressed and just like wallowing in self-pity and letting yourself decay because you are planning for this big future, but you can't be happy until that future happens. There's a quote that I have on my Pinterest board that I'm gonna read because I think it really goes into this. Enjoy the space between where you are and where you are going. Life is not about one end destination. It's a web, you know? I'm gonna finish my lunch/dinner, and then we're gonna go to Epcot together. I am finally ready to go. I just changed the shoes and the hair is now down because it was just getting like really frizzy. I am finally at Epcot. I have my headphones. I'm all prepared.
Ladies and gentlemen, our time travels have been momentarily delayed.
This is what I mean by a night vibe. I've got Sex in the City on, I've got my water, I've got books if I want to read, I've got a candle lit, this is another mocktail, I've got my galaxy light on. Vibes. I'm gonna watch this, relax for a bit, and then I will show you my kind of like winding down routine where I take off my makeup and stuff. The lobster bisque in the bread bowl sounded really good because I figured France would have really good bread, and it was pretty good, but I probably could have just eaten something at home, to be honest. I just didn't want to. I had the dome cake thing. It was pretty good, but honestly, I was a little bit underwhelmed. Hi, I'm still watching Sex in the City. I just put my hair all in braids because I want it to be super wavy tomorrow. I'm just taking my makeup off with micellar water, and then I usually will put some acne cream on, and sometimes I'll do self-tanner contour. I think tonight I'm just gonna put some acne cream on. I use the Jill Gorman 2.5 acne cream, if anyone is wondering. That's the end of the vlog. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have fun entering your villain era. You got this. I believe in you. Bye.